Are you ready? Are you ready to bump? Boop, boop, doop. 21 Bump Street. I said bumps. Because I've been watching the Johnny Walker / Depp extravaganza on YouTube. Now, dude. Down on Bump Street. I can't stop singing that song. I made that up.
It doesn't even exist.
It doesn't exist.
You brought it into the universe.
That's Johnny Bump Street Depp. Have you seen his little container with the cocaine that he kept it? Yeah. It had his name, property of Johnny Depp, on it.
Yeah.
So it's a little container. It's a little wooden box, and it said property of JD. Like he's a fucking 12-year-old writing his name on a juice box in the fridge. Guys in jail used to do that. So they would write their name. This belongs to, fucking Big Tex, whatever. It's a jail name, right? This belonged to Little C. Yeah. But they would always spell shit wrong. And that's what was the funniest part about it.
Do you judge him for that? Do you judge him for having that property of JD?
Who Johnny Depp?
Yeah.
No, I don't judge him. There's way more things to judge him for.
Yeah, I mean, like... I kind of feel bad because, like, honestly, he's one of, like, my favorite actors of all time.
Me too.
So many legendary movies, man.
What's his best movie?
Personally, I have to say Donnie Brasco.
Oh, you think Donnie Brasco is
personal
his best?
choice? Because Al Pacino's in it. They were magic together. Yeah.
It was a great movie.
And I think Pacino won an Oscar for that. Best Supporting Actor.
Did he?
Yeah, for Best Supporting. And I think Johnny got nominated. Mine was? Ooh, I would say maybe Gilbert Grape.
Nope. Come on,
I don't want to say any of the big ones.
My Life. It was Blow. Fucking love Blow. Oh. Great movie. Should have been nominated for that movie.
Penelope Cruz too, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, great movie.
About bringing cocaine for the first time.
Based on a true story?
Based on a true story, yeah.
Fuck, that guy's so talented, man.
It's really tragic what happens to our stars. Like, the funny thing is, here we are, we're about to put the high phrase curse on another actor. We did it to Will Smith. We talked and held him up on high.
Yeah.
Right? Made these glorious comments about him.
Yeah.
And then the very next night, his world crashed down. It's the high phrase curse, y'all. It's the high phrase curse.
The only way to get over it is by toking a J with us.
And coming on the podcast.
Yeah. That's the only way to break the curse.
Right?
Yeah.
And so, it's really sad. The most, I think, saddest part about this whole Johnny Depp thing is he won't get it back. He won't get his shit back after this. It's too much dirt has been let out. It's too in deep and in depth about what he's done and who he is, and it's coming out that he is a woman beater, and it's come out that
wait. Like, he didn't actually put hands on.
He should have. He really should have, and I think he did, and I think she deserves it.
Are you advocating for physical violence against women?
All I'm saying is that I have a friend who's in the movie business who refuses to work with Amber Heard. He's a director, producer, and he's like, dude, there's so many people in Hollywood don't want to work with her. The only reason she made it into Aquaman is when she was boning Jason Momoa, or he was boning her.
You think Aquaman put it down on Amber Heard?
He did. Yeah, it's known within the circles that he did it, right? And
got Lisa Bonet at home, man.
Didn't matter. Amber Heard was.
Wait, do you think she's attractive?
What?
Do you think she's attractive?
I don't know.
Yeah, no, same.
I think she's if Ice Cube was going to write a song about a devil, about the white devil.
Cave Bitch. That was the song. Yeah.
It would have been about Amber Heard.
Yeah, because she is like a lot of people's poster girl. Like the look, the blonde hair, the white skin. I don't really fuck with the white skin too much.
Honestly, dude, like her look is played, and I'm sorry to all you white.
I like brown women. I'm sorry, man. Brown skin women are where it's at for me.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter to me. I got one girl. I don't really care about all these other hoes, but
okay, let's not call them hoes. But
Amber Heard
I'm sure there's other women you find attractive.
Women, I do. Women who are intelligent,
right?
I find very attractive. I think women who are confident about themselves.
It's a big one.
In a way that they carry themselves with dignity and respect.
Confidence is big for me.
This is how I like women. If I look at them and I can't call them a hoe, I do like them and respect them. You could be brown, white, skinny, fat. It doesn't matter.
Okay, can I tell you something? Honestly, like, I haven't used that word in a long time.
Welcome to the opener.
Bitch, hoe. I actually use those words more on the way guys act. As opposed to the
guys
way
that are
women's
hoes,
act.
100%.
Oh, yeah, straight the fuck up.
Dude,
Like,
even more guys that are hoes.
The thing is, like, this wasn't even supposed to be the point.
No, it wasn't. We'll
But,
get off it. And as soon as I get canceled, we'll get off
Yeah,
it.
like the transactional relationship that men have developed over the years with women is destroyed what men are, right?
Yes, 100%.
It's not normal for men to have like a transactional relationship with women. Like, I'm very lucky right now in my life to know a lot of like amazing women and have just great friendships with them.
Yeah.
Without
Same.
any other ulterior motive. I think you can be attracted to somebody and not have to fuck them.
Listen, any girl that shites on your bed has no business being called a respectable woman.
I don't know what the fuck that's about, yo.
Dude,
I don't know
come
what the
on.
fuck that's about.
And if you're out there now as a woman listening to and you've turned off, and maybe you come back because you just want to vilify me a little bit more. Listen, if you shite on a man's bed, you are whatever word that comes to mind.
You've gone beyond reproach.
Come on.
That's beyond reproach.
Like,
there's no coming back from that as a human being to that person's face again.
no.
Like, that's just
And it devastated poor little Johnny. Do you see that in the trial? Johnny couldn't even go in his apartment.
Yeah,
He
I
was
get
devastated.
it. Dude, I get it. Because if she's willing to do that,
Yeah.
you have no idea what the fuck she did.
Who,
you got toothbrushes, you
Yes.
got like pipes, whatever he uses. That could
Spiking
all
your
be
dope.
shit covered. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
no, she's got to go.
sad. That's what I mean when I say I don't use the word hoe either. That was the first time.
Yeah,
I
never hear you use it.
I've probably used that for the first time in like since the 90s when it was cool to say that, right? Bros before hoes, y'all, right? Remember that?
Yeah, it's a big one.
But she is definitely one of the worst women I've ever seen in a long time, and I don't even know if there's a list of women that are more vile than Amber Heard. Like, I can't.
I hate to interrupt, but if that's sugar free, then I'm a crackhead.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Because that's sweet as fuck.
Is
But
it
anyways,
Yeah.
yeah. No, the shitting thing is one thing. The physical abuse is another thing, and I don't think anybody in a relationship should ever put hands on either way.
I agree.
Man to woman, woman to man.
Yeah.
You should never lay your hands on people.
Yeah.
If you're that infuriated, leave.
Yeah.
Go somewhere.
Yeah.
Walk. Go somewhere.
You know what's even grosser about Amber Heard? She fucking snuck James Franco up to the penthouse to bang.
Is that
James
the word?
Franco. That's the video. It's a video.
Oh,
Shows
what?
them in the elevator. He's trying to hide his face, but we could see it's James Franco. And it's weird, right? Like, he's a creepy weirdo guy. That guy.
Why?
James Franco.
He likes
He's a
young
ped.
girls.
He's a ped. Let's just say.
Yeah,
it
he
is.
likes
He's a
young girls.
pedophile.
He
Seth walked
grooms
away
young
from
girls.
him, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's because there's an obsession men have with their penis, right? And
For sure.
And when you have a larger penis in life, you enjoy seeing young small girls squeal. It's a power.
It's kind of gross.
Thing.
I think
That's
there's,
what it is.
I think there's one thing to be said about having like they call it big dick energy, right?
Yeah.
It's one thing to have big dick energy and like this sounds horrible, but being responsible.
Yeah.
With your big dick energy.
Yes.
Which means you only approach women that are in your age group or close to your age group.
Yeah.
There's a limit, man. Like if you're 40.
Yeah.
And the girls like even like under 30.
Dude, he's a sicko.
But these guys are talking to like teenagers.
Yeah, he was a teenage fucker, right? Like it's horrible, man. So when you know that about James Franco, and then you are a person that wants to be with James Franco, like it's weird because when you see him in the elevator picture, he's wearing a ball cap, he's wearing a backpack, he's dressing like a kid.
Yeah.
Like he dresses down from his age to bring in children. Like he's a piece of shit, man. Like he's a piece of shit, right? And I just know this from experience because I know people like that. I've met people like that in my life who, for some reason, always, like young fucking like I understand it's not like rape,
just exploitative,
but just exploiting them at 18, 19, 20 years old. And dude, it's a fucking mental illness.
Yeah, and it's weird to see this. Like I think for the very first time in a long time, I can't remember. Dude, I don't think I can ever remember a time where a man was the object of sympathy in the situation. It never happens.
No, it never happens.
And the fucked up thing about it never happening is that people don't know how to act about it when they talk about it.
They're looking for something wrong with Johnny.
Yeah. I've really found that's the case.
Yeah.
Like they want something. But in
Yeah.
this case, he's just, I mean, maybe he's a weirdo. I mean, just watch his movies. You know he's a bit of a weirdo.
Yeah.
He could maybe a recluse. He likes to do
I
different
think so,
things.
yeah.
Like, he's got his own island and shit.
He's
So-
been doing drugs since he was 11 years old.
And he's
You
hella
know, like-
eccentric, man.
And he's hella eccentric.
You
which
see the
is
way when
from
he
the drugs.
dresses, and
Yeah.
and the thing is, like, I know a lot of celebrities do a lot of like phony shit in the press and stuff like that to make themselves look big and stuff like that. He doesn't do it, but
No, he
he's
doesn't need
been
to.
he's been caught by other people doing great shit. Like
Yeah.
he goes to hospitals as Jack Sparrow,
As Jack Sparrow.
full character,
Hello.
voice, makeup, everything.
Yes. Yeah.
And doesn't bring any cameras, no press and shit. Obviously, people are gonna record him because he's there,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah.
that, I think
He'll
comes
never
off
work
as a
for
good
Disney
human.
again.
You think it's over?
Oh, fuck yeah. It'll never happen.
Even if it all goes his way in the defamation suit and he
Yeah.
wins, you don't think he'll have an option?
Unfortunately, Johnny Depp's career is over because of this. She destroyed him to the point where even if he wins this, there's still the overuse of drugs.
Yeah, that's a big one.
It's huge.
big one.
You can't be a role model in Disney and be a
Especially with
fucking
the
drug
the
addict.
pictures and stuff of him laid out and stuff like that.
You
Yeah, that's gonna
know,
be bad. That's gonna be bad.
slamming things, calling her names, like things he said, like things that they did. Like it's
Well, I
It's
think
really
the dope.
tragic.
I think the dope thing is, hopefully, what happens from this is he doesn't do any more kids movies,
no, he won't.
which would be great because then he could just do adult movies. You don't think
Yeah.
Netflix will pay him some money to make a movie?
No.
You don't think so?
Netflix is run by woke culture.
But I think Netflix went pretty far with Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, but because that was
They let employees walk. They didn't let employees quit. They let employees protest. We're not
Things
going to
are
inhibit his free
changing.
speech.
things are changing.
So you think Depp wouldn't get a Netflix deal?
I don't think so. I think his career's over.
Oh, fuck.
I think only way that Depp will get anything done is if he does it himself.
And he could. He's got
Yeah.
tons of fucking
He's
money.
going to produce and he's going to, act and he'll do
I'd
it
actually
himself.
rather have that.
You're going to start seeing that with stars now. Like
And it's happening way more.
somebody's going to it'll probably be Will Smith that kicks it off and starts his own production company.
He already has one. Westbrook Studios.
Right? And starts doing but even like,
Like doing the A to Z.
yeah, like they'll do it because there'll be nobody that takes them on and they'll have to risk their own money now.
Well, it's because it's crazy because what Netflix does is they give these big actors partnerships, right? So like
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds has a partnership with Netflix.
Yeah.
The Rock has a partnership. Ken Hart, they get these like partnership deals
Yeah.
to do like 6 projects, it's like $100 million. You just gotta make sure you use the money properly.
Yeah.
And they fucking make these
Make
like
these things.
some of them are good, some of them are not so good.
Rock is the next one to get it.
You think Rock's gonna get?
Rock's gonna get it. He's
Oh
gonna
yeah,
get
his own
into
deal. You
something.
mean?
No, something's gonna fuck up with Rock.
Dude, the Black Adam is coming,
Yeah,
and it's gonna be massive.
it's gonna be a massive hit.
Holy fuck, it's gonna
Yeah,
be big.
he's a massive star.
He's been really good though, man.
Yeah,
he's
that's what
been
I mean.
pretty
He's
scandal free.
Too good.
And I think the dope thing, like, I want to get back to Depp, but I think the dope thing about The Rock is, have you seen the Young Rock TV
Yes.
show? I think it's really dope idea that he's laying out
propaganda.
all of his
It's all
dirt.
propaganda.
But there's some really like, have you like after I watched the show?
Yeah.
There's some dark stuff in there.
He's a dark person.
Yeah, there's got some dark shit in there.
Listen, dude. To be successful in Hollywood, you
Yeah.
have to step on some small people. To be successful in life, period, you have to destroy small entities around you. It's like big stars eat up little stars.
We're gonna fucking change that model.
But that's how it's been forever and ever. And, it's not changing anytime soon. Woke culture can do all they want and try to cancel people and try to make things better, right? But if you notice who they're canceling all white people. Do you notice that?
It's a lot.
Party
course.
foul. Party
It's the
foul.
fucking sugar in that motherfucking drink. No, I'll grab it. Yeah, there's a lot of white people getting canceled. I think
Name a black person who's been canceled.
it's been a minute.
Will Smith.
Maybe
Will Smith
kind
canceled.
of. He's kind of canceled.
Bill Cosby,
Cosby, but Cosby's a different thing.
right? But
R. Kelly.
Here's the thing: it's part of. And I mean, we were going to talk about Johnny Depp, but here we are getting into race relations. It's part of the new evolution of power. It's black power, man. It's bound to happen.
Yeah.
It's bound to happen, and it's bound to take over, and it's bound to become the majority, and white become the minority, and the white become marginalized and oppressed.
I don't think you can oppress white people. Okay, so here's the thing, okay? I think right now public sentiment is changing which is a great fucking thing. I think culture has to transform.
Yeah.
And I think it's a great thing. But the thing is, like, the institutions that are owned are still owned by white people. That hasn't changed.
For now.
Yeah, so what's going to happen is those white institutions are not going to be replaced. No. But what's going to end up happening is a lot of the minority-owned institutions are just going to grow out of control, and you're just not going to be able to, hide them anymore, right? Like Tyler Perry, billionaire, Oprah Winfrey, billionaire, Jay-Z, billionaire. Like, a lot of them are entertainment billionaires. Yeah. And eventually there's going to be a movement beyond entertainment where one of these guys is just going to flip the switch and move to politics.
It'll be The Rock. I lost my $10,000 Will Smith bet.
I honestly think it'll be Jay-Z. I don't think Jay-Z is going to be. Jay-Z won't be the movement. Jay-Z won't be the figurehead, but Jay-Z will be the movement. I think Jay-Z is going to power.
He's so crack.
Doesn't matter anymore. It honestly doesn't matter anymore. He's made $1 billion
off of music and entertainment.
Off of music and entertainment and partnerships.
Beyonce and pimping Beyonce.
Well, I mean, dude, Beyonce's got her own money, man. Beyonce has been Beyonce.
What do those people even do? Like, what do they even do with their lives? Like, you know what I noticed the other day? Beyonce's irrelevant.
Dude, you are not paying attention to the right spaces.
No, but listen. When you look at mainstream.
Yeah.
Okay? Just mainstream. This is like where the majority of people hang out.
Yep.
Beyonce's already been moved up to legend. Okay, you're legend. Anything you do is legend. But she's not really in the relevant space. Like, you look at Grammys, you look at, all this stupid ass awards and the shit that people care about. Beyonce's not even there.
Yeah, so
she's beyond that. She's like into Michael Jackson territory.
Yeah, so right now you have like Doja Cat and SZA and a lot of these up and coming artists that are not traditional like Beyonce type artists.
They're all mixed hybrid.
Yeah, so Beyonce is like, I would say she's this era's MJ as far as quality of talent goes. Yeah. But dude, she's created this fucking fan base, man, that can end careers. Like, if you talk shit about Beyonce, the Bayhive on Twitter will fucking bury you.
Yeah.
Like, artists have tried to go at her. Like, her and Nicki had a little bit of beef. Nicki tried to go at her. Her crew of fans is just like
sick,
die hard.
But then what is that really though? They can turn around on her in a second too.
I think what it is whenever she drops a project, it's just going to be.
It's just whatever.
It's going to be considered the greatest thing.
Here's another 100 million. Sorry,
exactly what it is.
Sorry, we gave you that 100 million too slow.
She can basically do whatever she wants, whenever she wants, however she wants, wherever she wants.
Yeah. So what is that then?
I would think, like, from what I can see based on what people talk about when it comes to Jay-Z and stuff like that, he is literally changing the way institutions run in the background.
Yeah, I can see that.
With his power and Yeah. It's like he's really breaking barriers, right? But I think when you're a Beyonce, she just seems like she's just an artist. Like, she probably got stacks of songs, just not out ready to put out.
Yeah, I think she's kind of bored with her life. Like,
can you really be bored at that place in life? Because she has a clothing line, a clothing deal with Adidas.
Why didn't she make some Jello too?
She's got to
make some Jello. Like, oh, here's my Beyonce Jello.
She's got a partnership with Adidas called Blue Ivy. It's such a pretty dope brand.
So now we'll get our kid going. Make sure our kid is secure, right?
Names are on everything.
Like, to me, it feels like once you've already made it, like, what else is there?
Man, you're asking the wrong person.
No, but like, seriously. So Beyonce can, I'm going to do a clothing line. Success. All right, I'm going to do, this product. All right, success. Oh, I'm going to go and team up with this. Okay, success. Well, then what fucking fun is it? You don't even have the grind and the hustle in it anymore.
Because you're automatic. You're verified. But I think when you get to that point, it's deserved because you've done the grind.
Is it?
I think so. I
have $700 million.
Okay. What would be ideal for you if you had that kind of money? What would be the work that would be getting done in your world?
I would give it all away.
Fuck.
And I would start over.
That's insanity.
Fuck it.
Insanity.
But that's the thing. These people lose their hustle and grind. It becomes too easy
for
them.
This is
and
when
they're
you
not
have
artists
to,
anymore, dude.
Okay, so this is when you have to understand that this kind of wealth is a privilege that you have to use to build something else. So my goal would be to build institutions, create programs for kids.
Yeah, give it away.
But I want a quantifiable goal at the end.
Build library or something.
That would be the goal, to create a new generation of kids that are like, STEM educated and can like really create the new institutions.
Beyonce and Jay-Z could basically decimate the school system and rewrite the books.
100%.
They could do that. It
Yeah.
wouldn't even cost. It would be like, oh, sure, let me just see what I have in my pocket here, and we'll. That's what Amazon's doing. Amazon is rewriting school curriculum.
It's dangerous because corporations shouldn't get involved in building schools. No. They should not be, because the whole point of schools right now is to benefit corporations anyways.
Did you know that every school in the States is named after a president?
Every single one?
Yeah,
except for the charter ones, right? I'm sure the charter
high
ones.
Schools. No, the charter, like the private schools.
The new ones, yeah.
No, but every like public high school is named after a president.
That's kind of gross.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, I don't like that.
Fucking weird, man.
Yeah, no. I mean,
Imagine we had Justin Trudeau high, and like 10 of them across Canada.
Didn't he say he smoked weed?
Who, Justin Trudeau?
Yeah.
Probably. I think he's done more than that.
Yeah, I would say so.
I think he's gone to 21 Bomb Street.
Right, he's been on the plane. He's been on the Epstein plane.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he was one of the names rumored to be on the plane.
Jesus, I hope they get that out.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Bro, I just think with all that, like as an artist, what makes you an artist is the hustle and the grind. And that's what makes you the artist, is that you have to struggle through the pain. And sure, if you make it to the top, that's awesome. But eventually you lose it.
What about the inspiration?
I don't think you become inspired anymore.
Really?
I just think you just show up. Like Jay-Z, just show up. Hey, just going to drop some bars. Blah, 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 blah. He spits out whatever's on his mind and it becomes a hit.
But it's great. Okay, I am a critiquer of the highest level to bars. And Jay-Z just dropped a verse with what were they talking about? It was about the election, like the midterm elections.
Yeah.
And he was wearing a tux. It was after like some big party, and there was a live band playing. And he came in and freestyle. He dropped like a 2.5 minute set.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how the fuck can this dude be plus 50 and still be the best rapper?
Okay, but what if he was a nobody and he did that?
I think if you heard it, you'd be like, holy fuck. Whoever this guy is,
yeah, like, but it's Jay-Z. That's what gives you the impression God level. That it's amazing.
But I'm a real asshole when it comes to lyrics. Though, have you heard Pusha T's new album?
No.
Holy fuck, dude, this guy, man.
Isn't Pusha T the wrestler? Isn't he?
That's Booker T.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Pusha T from the Clips. Yeah, he dropped an album produced by Pharrell and Kanye, and holy.
Oh, really?
Fuck,
Pharrell and Kanye produced it?
Yeah, he only deals with them exclusively.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah. But anyways, so Jay, 50 plus, still the best rapper in hip hop.
50's young. It's a new 30.
But in hip hop, it's not.
I don't know.
It's new for the old rapper to be the best rapper.
What do you think young people think of Jay-Z?
I think he carries mad clout. I think
young people. He's the Godfather, right?
I think young people see him like Sinatra. Like I think if you look at the young kids from before, when Sinatra was the stage.
What is Eminem?
Oh, dude, Eminem is like the counterculture.
Who would Eminem be compared to?
That's hard.
Would he be like?
It's hard because no one's ever been so counterculture.
Yeah.
Like kill your mom, kill your baby mama.
Yeah.
Like shit like that. No one's ever done before.
Wouldn't even last today if he dropped new shit, eh? Like if he was dropping his shit from back in the day.
Yeah, no, they would never play it. It would never get aired.
It would just never get aired.
No. What was that one song? Cleaning Out My Closet?
Cleaning Out My Closet.
Holy, that's a radio hit.
Yeah.
Dude, the video was number one. The song was number one of the radio. And he's killing his mom.
Would never make it.
No.
Wow, it's so weird.
M belongs in that era of freedom of speech.
Okay, well, speaking of that era,
Yeah.
like we kind of stumbled on a little topic while we were talking during the week while you were hacking up a lung.
It wasn't good.
And I was sitting here thinking about the Will Smith incident.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking, that happened, and that's a part of history now. And, they're still talking about it.
Yeah.
And Will's still crying somewhere in a corner.
In India.
Is that where he is?
Yeah, he went to India to go see a guru of some kind.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Are you sure he's not in Dubai sodomizing some
He
poor
could be in
slave?
Dubai, but they had pictures of him coming out of some car.
Good for him. I hope he's doing something to clean himself up. Whatever. But I was thinking, you know what? That would not have happened if Tupac was alive.
Oh, a lot wouldn't have happened if Pac was alive.
Right? Like, that wouldn't have happened because Jada would have been with Pac.
No.
Fuck yeah.
No, they couldn't fuck with each other like that.
How do we know, though?
Jada actually tells this story about Pac wanting her to be his girlfriend. And they went as far as kissed each other. Mm-hmm. And when they kissed, they were both like, ew, no, we're like brother and sister.
I think he would have been like, if he was alive, though, he would have had her in check more. She would be a different person.
She would be a totally different person. I don't think she would have gotten married. She probably would have kept acting.
Yeah.
Because it's crazy. She said it on her Red Table Talk. She didn't want to get married. She said she cried. It was like the worst day of her life. Did you hear that story?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the worst day of her life in front of Will Smith.
Yeah.
Saying this.
Fuck, Will's-
So, okay. So if Pac was alive,
Yeah.
wow. Let me just say before we even get that far, my daughter's 50, turning 15 in a month.
Wow.
Obsessed with Pac.
Really?
Oh,
She says she's turning 50?
50. Yeah, because I'm
kidding.
hella-
Okay.
1.5. But
Wow. She's a little lady now.
yeah.
That's awesome.
So this is where it ties into Pac.
Yeah.
So she's obsessed with Pac.
Really?
So the other night we watched. I introduced my daughter to Straight Outta Compton. Me, Ty, and Tia watched Straight Outta Compton, and it's a little adult.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Ty's 20.
That's that in some countries that is a when you are converting a man or a woman, you show them
Rite of passage.
the rite of passage, right?
Yeah.
You show them. And
Well, there's certain projects that I want to
movie.
introduce my kids to that are from my generation that that I loved it, so they'll love it, right?
Yeah.
So they watched Straight Outta Compton, and me and my daughter are sitting there, and she's like emotional, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, what's wrong? What's the problem? She's like, I can't believe Tupac's dead. Like, bro, you weren't even alive when he was alive.
25 years ago, dude.
And in Straight Outta Compton, they only showed him in one scene. I don't know if you
Yeah,
remember.
yeah.
One scene where he's rapping some song
Yeah.
and Drake comes in and she's like, oh, I wish he was alive. She's like, are there any Pac movies we can watch right now? So I pulled up Poetic Justice. We
Yeah.
watched Poetic Justice.
Mm-hmm.
The moment Pac gets on screen, the fucking moment,
Yeah.
I just side-eye her and she's just smiling ear to ear.
Oh, wow.
Like, just because
Crazy.
Pac's kind of magical, right?
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
And I'm watching her watch. I'm like, holy fuck, she's crushing on Pac.
Yeah.
And afterwards, I'm like, okay, you gotta tell me why Pac. And she said the same. She's like, he's so perfect. It's like I look at his face and he's just so perfect. She's like, he smiles, his eyes light up, and
Yeah.
it's like going in detail. I'm like, yeah, this is a little woman now,
Wow.
crushing on Pac.
Crushing on Pac.
Yeah,
Crazy. Did you show her above the rim?
she's seen Above the Rim. She
That's one of my
fucking
favorite-
loved it.
That's one of my favorites.
She's seen Above the Rim. She's seen Juice. Now Poetic Justice. Not Gridlocked or gang related yet.
Do you
Those are
see a
next.
movie that happened after his death that he would have been good in?
So many. Oh, dude, so many.
Like, do you think he would have grown as an actor?
Yeah, he would have had an Oscar.
He would have been out of
He would have left rap.
rap, right?
Yeah, he
And
would have left rap.
would've-
He would have done rap like seasonal.
Yeah,
Every now and then, Pac dropped a few songs.
yeah, like maybe Belly. Oh man, like he.
Can
Belly
we
would've been
just
good.
say if Pac was alive, so many rappers would not
exist.
have been able to be actors.
50 Cent?
50 Cent wouldn't have popped off.
He wouldn't have
DMX
popped
wouldn't
off.
have popped off the way he
No,
popped off.
no.
Even Jay-Z would have been a little bit stifled
Ja Rule.
by Pac shine. Ja wouldn't exist.
Yeah,
Would not exist.
these guys would be writing rhymes.
They would not. Yeah, they'd be grinding one day.
Because I was listening to In the Club, and I'm like, Pac would have sang this song.
Pac would have been.
This would have been a song that brought him back in 2000. Been like, yo, we got this hit from this kid in the club. This is Pac. It's got you all over it, man.
Well, dude, I think Pac, and I think another thing that separates him from everybody else is like he wanted to get off death row,
Yeah.
like with a quickness. He signed a 3-album deal, and one of the reasons All Eyes on Me was a double album was so he would only have one more album to do.
album, yeah.
So he did the double, did Machiavelli. He was free,
Yeah.
and his goal was to make a whole album with Nas.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was gonna be called One Love.
Yeah.
They would make a collab album and then squash the whole East Coast West Coast beef.
Oh wow, crazy.
So I think Pac would have 100% had an Oscar by now,
Yeah.
and 100% would have been moving into like a political sphere of
Yeah.
things. Nobody was as fearless.
No. I could have seen him taking some Denzel rules like Training Day.
Oh man,
Hey,
Pac in Training Day. Woof.
can you imagine? Like that would have 100%
Oh.
chills thinking about Pac
Yeah.
and Training Day.
Oh
man.
yeah, he would have been in some. He would have done some special things. I think the really cool thing about Pac is that because he was so I don't give a fuck, he would have probably been making a lot of his own projects,
Yeah.
like shit that he wanted to do, right?
Yeah.
And building up his own actors that he wanted to be around.
Yeah.
He would have been a movement like way bigger than where he's at.
Oh yeah.
Cause like Master P and No Limit were just popping off around that time that Pac was in that whole middle of the beef. And I don't know if you're a Master P fan at all.
Oh, I was in prison during his entire career.
That's the whole thing.
Missed the whole
So
thing.
independent record label that made $300 million.
First one, right?
Independent.
I remember that.
Nobody
Snoop,
did
and
it
he
like
signed
him.
Snoop.
Signed Snoop, and him and Pac were cool. Like the Master P and Pac had met many times.
Yeah.
P would have signed Pac 100%.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
day he left Death Row, he would have been a No Limit
Him
Soldier.
and Snoop would have been a No Limit.
Dude, can you imagine Pac being a No Limit Soldier?
That would have been insane.
Perfect.
Yeah.
It would have been the perfect
And you know
match.
and you know who else wouldn't have existed? Fucking Cameron.
Oh yeah, Pac would have murdered these dudes.
Cameron would not have existed.
Yeah, a lot of these guys in that same Pac prototype wouldn't have popped
Yeah.
off.
And I'm wondering about Lil Wayne and how Lil Wayne had all that dominance through the 2000s.
See, I think with Wayne, I think with the South is that because they're so different.
Yeah.
So different. Like there's nothing like Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
No rapper that spits like him. Nobody that structures
Yeah.
bars like
Fuck,
him.
He was so hot.
Dude, the guy's amazing. He's
So
a
many years
fucking
he
amazing
was-
talent.
Like a whole decade he was fucking the top of
He's
it.
been rapping since he was 12.
It's crazy.
And I think he's only 42 right now.
Yeah, he's still a young guy.
Yeah. But he
sitting
looks like
on
a
his-
fucking alien.
Yeah, something up with him, man.
It's all the
I don't-
lean, man. It's all the codeine lean.
Oh, is that what he drinks the syrup?
Yeah, he's on the scissor for sure.
I had that. The guys in jail had that for
You
the
tried it?
longest time. No, I didn't try it, but I had a guy who was from Newfoundland or whatever, and
Mm-hmm.
he figured out that on the canteen they were selling this syrup with the codeine. They didn't know they were selling it, so this guy's
Just
buying
thought it
like
was
4 or
cough
5
syrup.
bottles
Yeah.
cough syrup. Oh, I got a cough. He's fucking drinking the whole bottle. I'm like, what are you drinking? He goes, the syrup. Right? I was like, oh, didn't know what it was. Walking around with his cup all the time, right?
Yeah, I think hip hop would be a different thing if Pac was here.
What about Biggie? Like, it's funny, they're like the best rapper. I think he would have fallen off. Like, this is a harsh comment, but I think that he would have burnt out, right? Biggie would have burnt out. There was a lot of pressure on him.
You only had 2 albums.
He only had 2
That's
albums.
it. Just 2 projects.
He probably would have made some great music again, but
yeah.
there would have been a change for Biggie because if he hadn't died, I think he would have had some health problems, obviously.
He was
now.
huge.
He knows now, you know.
Yeah.
Might have gone through a major weight loss and he would have lost some clout because he was what he is.
He's big.
He's big, Biggie, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
you have a bunch of kids and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, 'cause he was,
Yeah, I know there was some like tragic shit around him
yeah.
with a lot of like women.
But I don't think he would have had as big of a career as Pac. Like,
No, definitely not.
I just don't feel it.
No.
I feel him getting into producing and finding artists and stuff and going the way of Diddy. The way
Yeah,
that
he would have
Diddy
made he would have made a lot of money. He would have done really well for himself.
business play. I think he's more
Yeah.
of a businessman. He would have had a bunch of businesses.
Like the Rick Ross.
Yeah, like a
vibe.
production company and making movies. I think would have been more him producing, right?
Yeah, I mean, he would have carved a lane for himself, but there's no way anybody
Pac was just a
would ever be
star.
Pac. Yeah.
He was
Yeah,
a
I think Will Smith kind of has that Pac thing. Because like when he comes on camera, they just something about some guy, they just shine on camera, right?
Yeah.
And Will Smith has that for sure. The Pac-ish. But dude, Pac's so fucking street
Yeah.
with this magical charisma. There's really nothing. I can't think of anybody that has the edge
Not really.
and like the mainstream appeal that Pac has.
Well, I would say maybe if you were looking at like edge, I would say maybe like a guy like let's say even Jamie Foxx. Like Jamie Foxx has
hella
something-
clean.
He's hella clean, but he's still there's something about him. Like there's something about him that is not. He's not dangerous, but he kind of feels dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I'm sure you could scrap.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, he's done a lot of movies where he fights.
He's gonna be Mike Tyson, so he's got to have some skill, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I wouldn't fuck with Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, like the
No.
guy, yeah. I mean, Jamie Foxx, and I can't really think of anybody else really that
Yeah, I think.
like Pac. Like, it's,
Yeah, no, I think Michael B. Jordan's got a bit of that.
yeah, I think he's
He's
manufactured. though,
squeaky
too.
I
Yeah,
He's squeaky clean.
he's a little manufactured for me.
You think so?
Michael
Like a little
J?
too polished?
Yeah, Michael B. Yeah, he's a little manufactured. I think he's a little. I think you get him in a corner. I think he's a little, scared. I think he's a little scared.
Creed.
I think the actors are all this way, dude. They show you what they want you to believe, but
Yeah.
really deep down, they're just actors. They're guys who went to acting class, right? They didn't go in the street. They had their parents put them through acting school.
So you don't think there's any hard actors?
No, there's no natural raw talent. You go to acting. Pac went to school too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You got to go to school.
He was a trained thespian.
Yes. So you don't just like show up out of the hood and you become an actor. You don't do that. That doesn't happen. Right? You have to go through the training.
Yeah, even you see dudes like Lorenz Tate that played O-Dog in Menace. You think he's just some hood dude, but he's not.
No,
he's a fucking eloquent,
Even Kanye.
intelligent
Yeah.
thespian.
Yeah, these guys go to school. That's the thing people don't realize. Like you.
I mean, there's
have
some
to
dudes that get by off charisma. There's some guys that make it off their charisma and blow up like that.
Yeah.
But it's far and few.
Very far and few.
Yeah.
Even guys like I hate him. Is Post Malone.
I fucking hate him.
That guy is such a
Post Malone.
manufactured artist.
Yeah.
It makes me sick how big he got. But he went to school, got a degree in rap, and he became a rap superstar.
You know what sickens me the most about Post Malone is the fact that he says he doesn't listen to hip hop.
Yeah.
I don't like hip hop. I don't listen
like
to hip hop.
it.
Like, fuck you, man.
Crazy, eh?
Yeah.
Tattooed.
It
his
just
face
goes to show
on.
how fucked up the industry is. I think that's more
industry,
telling
man.
of the industry than Post. Post Malone might be a nice guy.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know Post
Him and his
Malone.
guitar.
But whatever the fuck he is, I don't fuck with it.
It's my number one hated person, guitar guy.
Speaking of guitar, my daughter just picked up guitar.
Oh, good. Don't get a guitar boyfriend, please.
She's teaching herself how to play.
Good for her.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
She started with
Smart,
she started with Nirvana song.
Dude, it's another
I'm
one.
fucking excited.
Well, you know what? There's another one that died early. It was Kurt Cobain.
Ooh.
You know, like what would have happened with Kurt Cobain if he had stayed alive?
That's so hard
So
because
the-
he was so tortured, man.
He was so tortured.
Yeah.
And let's just take the drugs out of the picture
Oh.
and look at career and what would have happened with him.
Oh my god.
The unfortunate part was that his music genre lived and died within the same decade.
By him.
By him, right? Like when he died, grunge music died.
Well, because nobody could capture
Pearl Jam tried, but
nobody could capture that. Dude, the authenticity of that
Yeah.
guy's songwriting, man.
yeah, his voice and everything. Like even his band broke up. But then Dave Grohl, who is the drummer, guitarist, he went and did Foo Fighters
Yeah.
and had amazing
Massive
career,
success.
Right? So
Yeah.
you see that the talent in that band was there.
Big.
All those guys.
Yeah.
And I think Kurt Cobain. I don't know, man. I think he probably would have.
He would have been a god.
Yeah, I think he would have been a god. I think he
Yeah.
would have produced some music, and I really believe he would have gotten into hip hop.
Really, eh?
Yeah, I do. I think he would have gotten into hip hop. I think he was he was a real artist,
Yeah, dude, for sure.
right?
The writing for me is everything.
Yeah.
Like his lyrics are phenomenal.
Because you look at a guy like what's that guy Rick, the white guy that produces hip hop. What's his name?
Rick Rubin.
Rick Rubin, right? Like I see Cobain going down that road and being in that kind of genre, right? Like and getting into, just producing hip hop, man. And but it would have been a grungier style of hip hop.
You know what I see, man? I think what would end up happening, and it's horrible, I think he would have went the route of Johnny Cash. And just written phenomenal music up until the day that he died.
Yeah.
But just lives way too hard to exist on earth.
Yeah,
I think some people are just made that way.
yeah,
And they just live way too hard.
yeah. They do. They live hard, man.
Yeah. And then
It's
there's
in
just
your DNA, right?
you just burn right through all of the juice that you have in that 25, 30
Yeah.
year period of time that you have on the earth.
yeah.
It's not many people that do that.
No, it's a fucking tough life, man.
Yeah,
like,
for
the
sure.
Rock and roll and music and all that shit is a tough life. Like people think like it's all glamorous and shit, but these guys do drugs and drink for a reason because it's so hard and stressful. Right? They don't do it just because they want to party all the time. It isn't, dude.
There's a lot of
Majority it-
loneliness.
and like you see that with the Johnny Depp trial, right? Like
Yeah.
he's like, "Why'd you start doing drugs?" Fucking, I'm struggling. Like I'm trying to fucking fight the demons and numb the pain.
And it's lonely, man.
And it's
You spend a
lonely.
lot of time by yourself.
Yeah.
And some people are cool with that.
Yeah.
But if you bring demons in with you and then get successful, those demons don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
You just amplify them with the money you have,
Who do
right?
you think was the most demonized musician? Like, do you remember that you can think of?
Honestly, not a fan, but it's got to be Ozzy Osbourne, man.
Yeah, he's kind of been through a lot.
It's a
Huh?
fucking maniac.
Yeah, now he's kind of paying for it at the end.
Oh, yeah, he's falling apart. He's falling apart.
Yeah, I guess he had some shit eating the bat, biting the bat's head. and
Dove.
everything. And
Dove. At a fucking contract signing. And threw the body at the fucking exec.
Whoa.
Just bit the head off.
Wow.
Who does that shit?
I don't know, man. And what's worse, who marries that shit? Like,
Yeah.
what a fucking freak
Well,
show
supposedly
she must be.
she's been around for a long time, I guess, in his life.
Oh yeah, well, Satan's blood running through your veins. I mean, you're gonna live a long time, man.
Black Sabbath, right?
Black
Ozzy?
Sabbath, yeah,
So he had Black Sabbath, the band,
yeah,
and then he went solo, just did Ozzy stuff.
yeah. Just did Aussie stuff. Yeah.
So I remember there was a movie called Trick or Treat in the 80s, horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
And they use Ozzy,
yeah, I remember.
his music.
Yeah,
And the premise of the movie is the guy plays the record backwards and
Yeah.
there's these demonic messages and shit.
yeah,
I honestly loved the movie. It was a fucking terrifying movie back in the day.
yeah.
But Ozzy used to do fucked up shit on stage.
Oh yeah, he was really crazy.
Like pour blood on himself
Oh,
and
yeah.
like drink blood.
Yeah, it was a weird little phase in the early 80s, right? Like the early 80s
Psychotic
rock
shit.
and like late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah.
There was a transfer from, old what's it called? Classic rock, right? There was a switch from classic rock to disco.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the rockers got left out in the cold
Because they weren't willing to go disco.
They weren't going to go disco.
Yeah,
so
no.
and rock had its time, right? Classic rock, and so they went. Kiss was one of the only bands that went disco and
Did
then
they?
to rock. Yeah, Kiss was more of a disco
Oh.
rock band,
Damn.
right? So they did a lot of disco hits. I was made for loving you, baby.
That's Kiss?
Yeah, that was Kiss, right? That was all disco rock.
Oh, wow. Yeah, okay.
Dude. So there was a lot of people who were so angry at Kiss for doing that they started to clap back. And so they went, what's the other side of disco? It's hell.
So they went all the way.
So they went so it created this kind of evil rock, right? Ozzy Osbourne was in
You
that.
did Twisted Sisters in that same place?
Twisted Sister was more the glam rock. So what happened after the grunge rock,
Yeah.
or the devil rock? Motley Crue was in there in the 1979,
Right.
1980,
Right.
1979, right? Like there was all these evil kind of rockers, right? Well, what happened was because they were wearing makeup to show demonic looks, and that it's like there's a balance to everything. And you look at hip hop too. It went from the streets to, rapping about the streets. Everybody got to, right? Like it was Master Flash and Grandmaster Flash and all that.
Nursery Rhymes, yeah.
To gangster rock.
Yeah.
To hip hop.
Yeah.
Feel good rap. To talking about money and bitches.
Yeah, there's got to be a
Right.
balance.
To culture. To conscious rap.
Yeah.
To, right. It went like this all the time.
Yeah,
so
there's
it's
gotta
always
be-
the opposite, right?
Yeah.
And it was the same with rock. So it went from, classic rock, feeling good, talking about smoking weed and sleeping
Drinking
with your
and-
buddy's sister, right? And then it went to like evil rock. So then the opposite of the evil rock, the next progression was glam rock. So it was like guys still wearing makeup because
Tights
makeup
and
was
shit
good.
and boas.
Yeah,
and-
but talking
right.
about singing about love and so he's singing about sleeping with your sister. It's the same
Partying
thing,
and
right?
shit,
Like it
yeah.
just it went like that, and that's how music kind of goes.
Yeah,
that's why
yeah.
grunge in the '90s went from glam rock in the '80s, really high, happy glam rock, to grunge rock, right? And then it went to no rock, fuck you, rock.
Yeah, it kind of died.
Yeah, it
kind of
died.
died. I think all of those guys,
It's back now though.
all those frontmen for all those bands were all trying to be Freddie Mercury. I think they were all trying to be
Yeah.
Freddie Mercury, and none of them will ever fucking be Freddie Mercury because
Yeah.
he is the rock god.
Yeah, and a lot of those guys, white guys wearing makeup and shit, were
Yeah.
harboring a lot of repressed
Oh,
homosexuality.
hell yeah.
Right, there was a lot of stories that came out afterwards
Yeah.
about how many men were gay in the
Dude, they're
hard rock
dressed like
industry.
straight women.
Yeah,
Complete women with the platforms, the
Yeah.
tights, the fucking crop tops.
Yeah.
They're all showing their stomachs.
yeah, oh yeah,
Straight up women.
yeah. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was a weird time. And like for me, growing up in that era, and I saw this, I'm like, what the fuck is this stuff? But then you know what was really cool? Bon Jovi.
Yeah, Bon Jovi is part of the glam rock.
Were they glam rock?
They were the first ones. Well, they wore makeup when they first started.
Oh.
Right, way back in the day, in their very first album, Bon Jovi,
Oh,
they
shit.
wore makeup. But then they were the first band to take off the makeup.
Mm.
So they were part of the still up here in the glam rock, but they were the ones that stopped wearing the makeup. So there was them. There was Def Leppard. Def Leppard wore makeup as well when they
Right.
first started. All these bands, these classic rock bands,
Yeah.
they all wore makeup to start.
That's crazy.
Motley Crue wore makeup. Guns N' Roses wore makeup.
Yeah.
All these bands wore makeup because that was the look for rock, right?
Guns N' Roses is pretty cool.
Yeah, Guns N' Roses is really cool.
They got some great fucking music.
Yeah, they got
I'm
some
not a
really
huge rock fan, but there's some bands that stand out in my mind. Like, you know who else is crazy good in that era? Depeche Mode.
Depeche Mode was great.
Yeah.
Started off wearing makeup as well.
Really, eh?
Yeah, they all did.
Euro rock.
In the 80s, they all wore makeup.
Duran
all of them.
Duran.
All of them. Kiss, everyone.
Dude, Depeche Mode, man, they had some melodies, man, that were just unreal.
Yeah, they were really good. They got a lot of a lot of their shit is sampled in hip hop.
Yeah, big
a lot of
time.
them
Those melodies are
sampled.
jacked for sure.
What if Freddie Mercury would have lived? What do you think would have happened? So if Freddie Mercury died of AIDS, I think in '85, when the most epic concerts of all time was Queen at Wembley Stadium during Live Aid. If you haven't seen that and you're a child out there wondering who we're talking about, whatever, Queen, Live Aid, Wembley Stadium.
It's a must.
That set of songs that they did is ultimately Queen.
Dude, that is...
You don't even have to like rock to
Okay,
appreciate that.
if you consider yourself a
Rocking that
music
crowd.
fan, this is a must
Yeah,
watch.
you have to watch it.
Like MJ, the first time he broke out the moonwalk, that's
Yeah.
a must watch if you're a
Must
music
watch.
fan. Freddie Mercury at Live Aid. Wow.
Amazing.
Honestly, I could watch it over and over again.
So what would Freddie and Mercury have done? Because he was right at the beginning.
Yeah, I think the LGBTQ movement would have accelerated dramatically.
Probably, eh?
Rights would have flipped way faster.
George Michaels would have come out a little bit.
Yeah. I think
Right?
there would never have been a need for someone like Ricky Martin to have to mask it.
Yeah.
All those years, right?
Oh, that's true, eh?
Yeah, I think it would have accelerated because, dude, Freddie Mercury was so monumental.
Yeah.
Musically, I think the reason he doesn't get a lot of the due that he should get is because he died of AIDS. There's a stigma around his existence, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's so shitty because, like, when you think about what he's contributed to music, period, the songs that he's written for music,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
that will be played until the day humanity ends.
Still playing today. Yeah.
Bohemian Rhapsody is a favorite of almost every generation of music fans.
Yeah. It's
My
amazing.
kids fucking sing it with their friends.
Totally.
It's one of those songs that will never die.
We are as long as there's a sports arena, We Are the Champions will be played.
Permanent.
My favorite Queen song is Radio Gaga.
Dude, We Will Rock You?
We'll rock you.
What the
amazing.
fuck? These are like iconic anthems that'll
Oh,
never
yeah.
go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I think if Freddie was alive, oh my God.
So
like-
see, the thing is, he would have been in his 40s come the 90s. So there would
him
have
and
been
MJ would have
this-
worked together for sure.
Him and MJ would have worked together.
You know they did, right? You know they did, right? They made one song together.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Which one?
I can't remember the name of it, but you can Google it.
Oh, interesting.
And there's vocals recorded for it.
Oh, crazy.
But they're rough vocals, so you can hear them singing, but
Amazing.
it wasn't ready to be released.
What if Michael would have stayed alive?
I think he had been so demonized, it would have been pointless.
Do you think he would have just lost his shine?
Yes.
Would he be broke?
No.
Because
Impossible.
He's impossible, right?
No, it would never happen.
So he'd never be broke. He'd have
No.
his kids.
Yeah.
Would his kids
he'd
be
disappear
stars?
into obscurity. Yeah, I think Paris was always going to be a star.
Yeah.
She's already a star.
Does she have one song or something?
She got a couple of songs. I know she's in a couple of shows. She was. I think she was in a movie as well.
Yeah.
It's inevitable. So some people are just destined to be stars. It's
Would
just whatever.
Michael have done anything though relevant? Like, would he be doing anything relevant?
Well, I
right
don't know if
now?
you remember, but right before he passed, he was doing the "This Is It"
This
the
is
album.
It. Yeah.
and he had sold out the O2 Arena.
Mm.
Some outrageous number of nights in a row. He
Yeah.
broke all the records again and again and again.
Yeah.
And there was like a multi-day MJ festival at O2 Arena,
Oh
basically.
wow.
So I think he would have. I think there would have been like a massive
He
couple
probably
of
would have like
albums.
gone to Dubai. Probably.
That
and
he would have been a
he would have been
billionaire
in the
forever.
Prince.
Yeah.
One of the princes.
Dude, they fucking love him
You know.
overseas. He is a god overseas.
Yeah.
It's only in North America where he gets scrutinized,
It's true.
but overseas he would be god. I think Freddie Mercury would have had a more profound impact
Yeah.
than almost everybody we're talking about right now.
Yeah, I think he could have been like. Yeah, I think he would have been like one of those guys. Probably got into acting. You know what I mean? Like, I think he was a pretty guy. You know what I mean? He had his unique look, but I think he would have gone into. I think most of these guys would have got into the acting.
And he was
thing.
really outspoken. Like, he didn't give a fuck.
No.
Closer to the end of his career, he didn't give a fuck what people thought. He said exactly what he wanted to. And like the crazy thing is, like at that era, like around the time when he was like really sick, David Bowie, Billy Idol, all these guys were like blowing up.
Yeah, they're huge.
And it's all off of Freddie Mercury's Blueprint.
Yeah, it's so true.
They would like if he was within that sphere of time, healthy, it would have been phenomenal.
All right, so let's get out of entertainment. Can you think of anybody else outside of entertainment that if they were alive that would have been doing something special?
Depends what you mean by special.
Well, I just mean, like not being a douchebag.
So I was thinking about this for a while, and it's going to be a douchebag for sure. I was thinking about, I can't remember, I think it was a cartoon. Some kind of cartoon that talks about what if Hitler didn't die.
Oh, H-Man.
What if he won?
Oh, like what if he won?
What if he won? Because there's no other way for him to be alive.
Yeah.
Outside of him winning.
Yeah.
If he didn't kill himself,
war.
if they didn't kill himself, they would have publicly executed him.
Yeah.
If they didn't publicly execute him, he'd have to go into hiding. You wouldn't see him anyways.
Yeah.
So I think the only way he would be alive would be
So he conquers Europe.
conquers Europe. Russia first.
Right? Conquers Eurasia.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And Chinese Empire doesn't exist.
Does not.
Chinese become enslaved.
Japan is blown to bits. with the
Japan
A-bomb.
is blown to bits.
Yep.
Right? It
Yep.
becomes a two-country world, as it being the Americas and the Africa Eurasias.
Yeah.
Is basically what it would have been. He would have gone Hannibal the Cannibal.
Yes.
All through fucking.
He would have went on a
Africa,
slaughtering campaign.
right, and America would have been. We're gonna keep this. You're gonna keep that.
They'd be handcuffed. They would not be able to do anything
Don't
at all.
come in our part of the world.
Yeah.
Western Hemisphere. We'll stay out of your hemisphere. Right.
And it would be a fucking crime spree.
So Nazis would be basically one breed of people.
Yeah.
And it would be impossible to get out of there and go to America. So we'd probably have a massive migration to North America.
Right. And the islands.
Right? You might not have seen Indian population move. Indians
Right.
would have
They
been
could
enslaved.
have been unaffected or enslaved, one or the other.
Right?
Yeah.
You wouldn't have had that big movement in the 90s of Indians from India and Pakistan.
They would probably put on embargoes on travel.
Yeah, it would have been 100%, right?
Yeah.
Australia would have been fucked.
Yeah.
Like you just think of all the thing in the eastern hemisphere that would have been
Think about
compromised.
the residual after effects.
Right? Because if they would have taken Russia, that would have been it.
That
right?
would have been it. That landmass would have been everything.
And but they had a hard time getting to Russia because they did fail getting
cold.
because of the cold.
They underestimated the cold.
They underestimated it, right? So
Yeah.
Russia might have been safe. They might have been safe.
Okay, I think I think the crazy thing is Hitler was sitting on the brightest scientists in the world.
Yeah.
He had the most brilliant people in the world
Yeah.
in his camp.
It's true.
And if Hitler wins, France is gone, the
Mm-hmm.
UK is gone, Sweden, Poland,
Yeah, they're not
all of these
peaceful,
immediate
peace-
countries
keeping
just
countries.
get dissolved into the greater Germany now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Russia would have had anything left to use to fight Germany.
Yeah, eventually they would have been
They
cut
would have
off
had to become
from
a
the
property.
world,
Yeah.
You know?
And I think the craziest thing about that kind of radicalism is, let's say Hitler wins and dies of old age.
Mm-hmm.
The belief system that he created becomes a part of the DNA of the people. And you can't kill that.
It's generational.
Yeah, you can't kill white supremacy like that.
Yeah.
You can't kill the favoritism toward blonde hair, blue eyed people.
Yeah.
You can't kill that. So that would have been a belief system passed on from generation to generation to generation. It'd be a civilization essentially.
Oh, so true.
Yeah, so you'd be, who knows, 100, 200, 300 years from now?
You think that long?
How would
I
it?
don't think there would have been an uprising of some kind because there's still a billion Indians.
Yeah.
There's still, over 500 million Africans.
It would have had to be India and Africa to rebel.
They would have to be.
They would have been the only opposing team.
Yeah, that would have been it. Everybody else would have just given in.
Yeah.
And
Because there's some separation land-wise, right? They'd have to cross water to get to...
and all those Congolese, they
Yeah.
were like, no.
Dude,
Right?
if Africa ever united under one banner,
Yeah.
which is what Gaddafi was trying to do,
Yeah.
they'd be the most powerful continent on the planet.
Bad.
Yeah. There's just so much tribal warfare
Yeah.
that America did a great job of sowing. They're fucking brilliant at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Divide and conquer.
But that would have probably solidified that nation. Like,
Yeah, for
they
sure.
probably would have been if Hitler had won.
It would have been impossible, dude. And the thing is, like, Hitler was like, he's one of those guys when he's on your team, you really fucking like him.
Yeah.
Everybody on the opposite team hates him, but when he's on your team, bigging you're his people,
Yeah.
then that's the guy you want to lead because he doesn't give a fuck. He's ruthless, takes out everything in his sight.
Yeah.
And a lot of people that were a part of, Nazi Germany would have been enamored in admiration and in hatred. Like, they love him and they hate him, right? As long as you keep doing good for us, we're okay. Don't turn on us.
You know what else we wouldn't have? Douchebags and BMWs and Mercedes rolling around our streets thinking they own the fucking street, breaking down on the side of the road and polluting our
Yeah,
system.
they wouldn't be able to send no cars nowhere.
There'd be no cars. There'd be no Japanese.
You just make them for
cars.
us. Yeah.
It'd be all American built cars.
Oh,
now.
right.
That's all. We'd be driving fucking Mustangs.
Yeah, and it's kind of crazy because I think a part of the after effect of having some, like a polar power like Nazi Germany, America would become a dark place too.
It would become a really dark
There'd be a defense state, walled in, fenced in,
Yeah.
always on edge, always nervous about the potential
Yeah.
Hitler walking across the
When you
ocean.
think like all the things that were invented in China, like
Mm-hmm.
the microwave. Like the microwave was invented in China.
You think so?
Yeah, that's where it was invented. Well, it's mass. They don't make microwaves in the States.
No,
make
they
them in China.
manufacture them in China for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
think of if it was made in the States, we have to look at the history of the microwave because maybe it was in the States, but it would be
The manufacturing.
manufactured in the
Yeah.
States now.
No.
So all manufacturing would be for everything we have. For most things we have would be made in the States. We wouldn't be going to China and
Yeah.
outsourcing. So eventually we would be a very strong nation.
Economy would be a different thing.
Economy would be a different.
There'd be no world economy.
No, probably not.
No, I don't think a
It would be-
personality
it would
like
be
Hitler would.
Western, Eastern,
Yes.
right? Different.
Yes.
The dollar versus the
Whatever.
schmeckle, whatever it is over there. The Schweizer dollar. Right? It would be all that.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, biological warfare would have popped off 100 years ago.
Yeah,
Almost.
yeah. And I don't think people give enough credit to how much of an effect that Operation Paperclip had on creating America's rocket and missile systems.
Yeah.
That's all German scientists.
All German.
All German.
And all the medical shit that they've had is
All
all
German.
German. They would be a strong species of, people may be leaving here to go there.
Yeah.
Like their society maybe-
Technological advancement
Yeah.
would be flying on that side.
We would be like, oh,
In the
all
Dark
bunch of
Ages.
country bumpkins over
Yeah.
here.
They would
with
have
a
had
bunch of
5G in the
land.
70s.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, what Hitler put those scientists through forced them to create.
Cell phones and
It forced them to create at a ridiculous pace.
yeah.
And it's horrible that it had to be done that way, but that's
Yeah.
the only way you could have progress that fast.
Crazy, eh? To
Yeah.
think. I don't know, dude. You know what? I know that it would sound like a worse world, but it might have been a more unified world. As fucked up as that is,
Common
to say
enemy.
that,
Common enemy.
right? Like we would have been more unified. People would be moving out of that nation to come to this peaceful Western Hemisphere where we all live together, and we protect the sanctity of being American,
community,
and Canadian,
yeah.
and families, and we probably would have abolished the Constitution. It would have been rewritten.
Yeah,
The
for
American
sure. It would have to
Constitution
be.
Would have been rewritten.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? It would
yeah.
be all one
a
constitution.
universal governance kind
know
of
what I mean?
thing. Yeah.
And
yeah.
we wouldn't have Montreal and Quebec. we wouldn't have it. It would be
Just
gone.
those two specifically.
Well, it would be gone. There'd be no French people here.
No, it wouldn't be. Yeah, they'd bounce to Paris.
They would have bounced. They would be like, fuck this shit. I'm going to freedom land. Right? Going to fucking... But then would there be France?
No, they would have been dissolved.
It would have been dissolved.
Yeah,
right?
for
So
sure,
accents
for sure.
would be gone.
Yeah.
Eventually over, 50
German would be a
years.
universal language of the area,
German would be the Deutsch.
and the hand gesture would be like a universal hello to everybody.
Right?
It's fucked up.
It's crazy.
The
how to
short
think-
mustache would be like a fashion trend.
Oh, yeah. Hey, crazy. It totally would have been.
Short mustache and bowl cut.
Yeah. So nuts, man.
Well, like that passion, dude. When you have passion with hatred, It's a horrible combination.
Mm.
When you passionately hate something, man, it's
Yeah.
not a good thing.
Yeah, he was definitely that guy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sad.
But I'm very glad he's not
oh, hell yeah.
on this planet.
Oh yeah, it was a great thing.
And I mean, maybe he didn't die the way they said he died. Maybe he did go to Argentina as part of Operation Paperclip.
That would be the worst punishment of all if you've ever been to Argentina. It's really
Do
not
you
good.
know that they have a Nazi community in
Yeah, it was
Argentina?
huge. It was a lot of South America. It was lots of Germans.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
They got
lots.
shipped over from
Yeah,
the war.
yeah. They had got it some kind of amnesty down there too. Like
Yeah.
they were not allowed to leave at all.
Yeah.
just had to live in
So
the community
America took
now.
all the brilliant scientists and then moved a lot of the war criminals into South America.
Mm-hmm.
And they made it a lot of really dark fucking places
Yeah,
in South America.
yeah. It's crazy.
Nazis in South America.
Man, that was not the place to go. if
Yeah,
you're,
that's
like, a black
bizarro.
or Jewish
Bizarro.
or something.
You've been to Argentina?
No, I've been to Venezuela. So the most I've been down.
And that's kind of dark
Um,
in some places.
it's weird. Central South America is a weird place.
A lot of poverty.
poverty and a lot of like it's old. Like everything's old. You know, so it's
Infrastructure
a culture shock. Yeah, like everything's old. Like everything's like been around for a long time and buildings been around a long time. Like a lot of poverty, a lot of wealth and a lot of poverty. There's no middle. Right? Lots of prostitutes.
Weird.
Yeah, lots. Most beautiful prostitutes you've seen in your life.
So fucking sad, man.
It's sad. Like these beautiful women. Like it's like they could all be Miss Universe. Like it's just crazy, right? And I noticed that. Like I've never been with the prostitute, but I've talked to some, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" Like, but this is their life. They're forced.
no
into it.
opportunities.
Yeah, lots of. It was weird down there. There was a lot of English speaking down there. It was
A lot of
which was
sex
weird.
tourism.
A lot of sex tourism, I think, is what it is, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really nice.
Just like Thailand right now,
yeah, all these places. Man.
Vietnam, and
But if Hitler would have lived, that wouldn't be happening.
oof, the only prostitutes alive would be the ones for him.
Yeah, there wouldn't be any of that. There wouldn't be any prostitutes. It would have been like
Be a very rigid, mean
Yeah.
society.
would have been, yeah.
A lot of darkness.
But I also think he would have probably created a system where everybody lived, as long as you said, "Oh, Heil Hitler," right? As long as you gave the
Did the
signal,
salute.
you've been fine. You wouldn't be in poverty. You would be living well, right? And I think there would be black people and Indian. Everyone would own an Indian or a black person or a Chinese person. Like I think it would have been like that.
it would be instituted slavery.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think there.
Yeah,
would
I
have
wouldn't
been
put
like
it. I wouldn't put it
this-
past them at all.
Hooker, like this hooker tourism shit that they have now, and you know, pedophilia. I don't know. I have a feeling like he may have been a sick freak, but I think he would have had some semblance of rule, right? And there would have been some decency.
Well, I mean, there's authoritarian rule, and his definition of decency is very different than our definition of decency.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think there would have been a lot of misery for a lot of brown skinned people.
Oh yeah, slavery. I think would be
Yeah,
continuing.
because his, like he always said, master race, man.
Yeah.
Blonde hair, blue eyed. That was the master race for him.
And probably our population would be through the roof. Canada would be in the 100 million.
Yes.
There would be no free land. Please go and walk and make a farm somewhere.
End to end, Canada would be covered.
It would be huge.
Forests would be
We'd
gone.
be the biggest country in the world with the biggest
Yeah,
population.
it'd be fucked up because we'd be destroying so much of Canada's
Yeah.
land covered in trees.
And what we know now about carbon footprints and pollution, it would have
fucked.
been, we would have fucked years ago.
Yeah,
Like, we would be trying, Elon
Be
Musk
like
would be building a
Waterworld.
fucking rocket ship about 25
for
years ago.
Hitler
Yeah.
in South Africa.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, he wouldn't have gone anywhere.
It's crazy. Can you think of anybody else who's dead that can you think of anyone else? I had a list and I made it and I forgot it.
I
But
think
it's something to think about.
Yeah, I think someone of value. I always think of someone of value, like what they could contribute to the world.
Like, what about your boy Malcolm?
Yeah, I think about that a lot. And I think the world wasn't ready for him.
What year did he die? 67?
67, yeah.
67.
The world wasn't ready for him.
And he was 30?
He was 30. No, I think 38. No, younger than that. I gotta
I
look.
think he
it
was
up.
like 30 or something, or 33 or something. Like he was a young 30.
You have Wi-Fi on that, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah. No, the world wasn't ready for him.
Google. Oh, fuck, my other camera probably not. Great.
Yeah. No, I think he wasn't meant for that time to last longer than he did. He's too profound, too powerful.
He was 39.
Yeah, I thought, 38, 39, that's right. Too powerful,
1965.
too profound. The world wasn't ready for him.
So 2005, he would have been 80.
Yeah.
He would have been still alive.
Possibly even now still alive.
What?
Would have been 95.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, could have still been alive.
Could have. We would have seen Obama become president.
Which is pretty magical for a lot of civil rights leaders.
But I think if he was alive, that he would have maybe been there. Like,
oh yeah, it'd be
there
a
would have
much
been
different system.
it would have been a different system. By then, right?
Yeah, because I don't know how much you know about him at that time, but he went to Hajj in Medina and came back. Like he left thinking that only black Muslims could be Muslims.
Yeah.
Came back realizing that everybody could be a Muslim.
Yeah.
So his goal changed from being very militant black Muslim organizer into accepting all races, all ethnic groups into Islam.
Yeah.
Because he talks about how, I sat with a white man who was praying to the same God as me, and we ate from the same plate and washed our hands in the same water and prayed in the same prayer mat. And because in the Middle East, a lot of people look white.
Yeah.
But they're Middle Eastern. So he was praying with all these white-looking Muslims, and it completely transformed him.
Interesting.
So I think he would have, he had already left the nation. He was already distancing himself from Elijah Muhammad, so that would have been done with.
Yeah.
I think him and Muhammad Ali would have reconnected.
Oh, maybe,
Because they had some beef before he died because of Elijah Muhammad.
Yeah.
But he would have exposed Elijah and the 7 baby mamas that were all underage.
Yeah.
And the multiple kids.
Wow, crazy.
Louis Farrakhan would have never been who
Would have
he
been
is
around.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would have
So
been
true.
silenced.
Million Man March would have been.
Yeah, I think there would have been other things happening. I think MLK and him would have had way more work going on.
Jesus, they would have made a powerful team.
Because they were supposed to
coming into
connect.
the 80s.
Yeah, because I remember at one point, he kind of Malcolm kind of shitted on Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
And said that we can't have this nonviolent approach.
Yeah.
We got to approach violence with violence. And MLK was like, you're a little too radical. And kind of butted heads a little bit.
Dude, the 80s would have come with TV and commercials and marketing, and he would have had a big piece of that.
Yeah, dude, he would have been, because he's so photogenic, man.
Yeah.
Camera loved him.
Wow.
And he was so eloquent. And the way he delivered messages, white people loved him as well.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of them hated him, but white people couldn't help but sympathize because he was so smart, man.
Yeah.
Like the way he approached racism and the conversation of racism was, he's like a poet. And people were just enamored. I think because he was connected to a lot of singers too, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, he would have had a really big piece of popular culture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that would have been popped off. Like he would have been around during the beginning of the hip hop rap era.
Crazy.
He would have been like
crazy.
Dude, the amount of influence he would have had on people, like, gangster rap would have started way earlier.
Would have been profound.
Right? It would have been way earlier than the 90s. It would have been more 80s.
Yeah, you would have seen an advancement of that kind of fearless thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like all those guys who are gangster rappers would have been influenced by him. Like, Ice Cube, all these guys, they may not have existed either.
Yeah, it would have maybe been a different trajectory.
Because
he would have changed the balance of power very quickly.
Yeah.
Because he was getting there. Dude, the government was scared shitless of him, man.
Oh, yeah.
FBI had dossier on him everywhere he went, every word he said, recorded all his conversations. They were terrified of him.
So crazy.
So I think it would have been inevitable. Like, school system would have been changed for sure.
Yeah.
That would have been one of his first things.
Yeah.
Get into the school systems.
History, how you learn history.
Would have been rewritten for sure. He would have 100% gotten into politics.
Yeah.
He would have definitely been one of the first black people, either, busting down the doors
Congress.
of Congress.
Yeah.
Maybe even a VP.
Yeah. Oh, and he would have taken out Joe Biden back in the day. Hey, that racist fuck. He would have taken down Joe Biden.
Those guys would have not had anywhere to move.
They would not even, Bush family wouldn't even been able to, there would be no Bush family.
Because the thing with him that made him different was that he didn't let any slight go past.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Nothing.
The second you said a word sideways, what? And catch you right away.
Yeah.
And a lot of people kind of let shit go. He did not let shit go.
Yeah, and with the power of TV and everything, it would have been crazy, dude.
Color TV.
Yeah.
He was coming into color.
Crazy.
Yeah. You see that guy in color, man? First of all, white women would have just fallen apart.
Yeah.
Because they would have fell in love with him immediately.
Yeah.
Light-skinned dude, easy on the eyes, big, powerful voice.
Yeah.
would have transformed things.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's amazing to think about the people who we've lost and who could have really changed us from
Yeah.
this crazy ass world. Eh?
That's why we got to carry them with us.
Yeah.
We carry them with us. We use them as that inspiration and that power and that battery.
Yeah.
And we use them to propel us forward, man.
And you introduce them to your kids, and you don't let your kids get caught up with these suckers nowadays
100%.
that are teaching you shit qualities and
Agreed.
making you listen to garbage and watch shitty movies. You know?
Dude, it's your job as a parent, your responsibility as a parent to make sure your kids are inspired by great people
Yeah.
and not pieces of shit.
Yeah.
And if it's not the school's job to do that, it's not your kid's friend's job to do that. It's your job as a parent
Yeah.
to let your kids know what matters in an individual and what is meaningless.
Yeah. So good, man. It's awesome. Okay,
One more thing before we bounce out of here. You kept talking about Bump, the
Yeah.
Bump song for Johnny Depp.
21 Bump Street.
Have you ever fucked with coke?
Yes.
You've tried it?
Yes.
What did it do to you? Always
Hey,
curious.
fucking Superman. A couple things, man. Like I've done blow on my own.
Uh-huh.
I have sat there and snorted it on my own and watched TV and shit. I've done that before. I have been forced to do cocaine to prove I wasn't a police officer. I have, that's it. But I don't like it.
What is the high?
The high is you're breathing really, like you know, now you can breathe. Like it seems like you're getting good breaths. Like, wow, I'm breathing really good. Like you're elevated a heartbeat, adrenaline rush almost. Heightened sense of awareness around you. Everything around you is like brighter, and you can hear and you can feel, and all your senses just come alive a little bit higher, right? I don't know. That's about it. I don't really like it. I know it's not really a good drug. Like
It's crazy.
it's a scary, weird drug. What it does to people.
Yeah.
You know? But
I don't like what it does to people.
You know, those people in South America, when they used it, it was used as like a hunting tool. You know what I mean? Like they could fucking eat the thing and they'd stay up and they'd be able to hunt for forever without falling asleep and missing their prey, kind of thing, right? It was used in battle, in wars, so people could fight for longer.
Damn.
And even if they got hurt, they didn't feel it.
Run right through
Just
it.
fucking rub some cocaine on it. So I got this scar right here on my arm.
Yeah.
And so one day, so I had this mint, beautiful Washington Huskies jacket from the 90s. It was silk, it was purple and white. And this dude named Darcy, if you're watching and creeping on me, you know you did this. He stole it from my house. He slept over at my house and he stole it. And I was like, where's my jacket? You know, when you have a fly-ass jacket like that, it was like
It's a big deal, yo.
with the Washington Husky thing
Yeah.
on it. It was beautiful.
It's a
I
big
lost it. And I was just devastated. And then one day, I'm walking down the street, minding my own fucking business. And out of a job interview comes Darcy wearing my jacket. He applied for a job interview at a barber shop or a hair salon or whatever. He's got his resumes in hand and my jacket on. I fucking lose it on the street. I grab him and I threw him back into the barbershop through the big giant window. And as I did, a big piece of glass came falling down, sliced my arm open. I just pulled my arm open and it sliced me down there. I had a big gash like that big. So take off my shirt, wrap my arm, like did some, Vietnam shit, right? Boom, 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 wrap my arm. Oh my God, I got to get out of here, right? Because cops are coming. He's like, what are you doing, man? Like, why would you do that? I'm like, you fucking asshole, right? I know you obviously took my jacket. So I'm running and I go to my friend's hair salon where my girlfriend's getting her hair done. And I walk.
She's like, what the fuck?
I run in there. I'm like, I'm fucking bleeding. I need stitches. Blah, blah, blah. She's like, oh my God, you're bleeding, right? So I call my friend Kevin Hay. And I'm like, Kevin. And Kevin Hay's like a crazy fucker. He was like, I need you to stitch me up. So I go over to Kevin's house. I got my arm like bandaged. So I've got it all bent. It's bleeding everywhere. I go to his house. First thing he does, takes a gram of cocaine, pours it in the wound to numb the thing. And then we stitched it. Because I didn't want to go to the hospital, right? Heat up the thing, pulled like a fucking Clint Eastwood, right? Heated up the needle and just stitch it. It gave me like 15 stitches, right? But I numbed it with the cocaine, and I was just like,
fucking crazy.
Yeah, dude. And then it just healed. Like it healed fine. I fucking went on, wrapped it. It was all good. And that was my first usage of cocaine. I was a cocaine dealer at the time, but I never used it because I listened to
Don't get
Ice-T.
high on your own supply.
Yeah, listen to Ice-T, right? And so Ice-T told you don't get high on your own supply. So I'm like, okay.
Good advice, Ice-T.
Yeah, it was a good idea. It's too bad he didn't take it. I don't I don't think he did it. But
No,
anyways,
it seems pretty clean.
but that was my first thing, and I was like, wow, it's magic. Like it's a magic drug, you know. And then somewhere down the line, I obviously did a 21 Bump Street, but it still comes out at parties now, and it makes me laugh because I still see people doing it, and I'm like, people do cocaine? Like it seems like such an old man.
I see it a lot, and
such a weird drug.
angry dudes that do cocaine, I don't like.
No,
Because guys that are angry and do it just get more angry.
they got all weird and like all
Confrontational, and I'm like, I don't fucking
Confrontational.
knock you out right now, bro. Just relax.
Yeah, just got all worked up.
Yeah,
right.
I
And
hate
then
that
they
shit.
drink, and then in Mexico, everybody does cocaine when they drink. So even when I was in the prison there, they would drink, do a little, do a little cocaine, little bumps, right, in the prison. And I'm like, fuck, man, these guys are straight. Like they have to in Mexico.
Gangster. So, come to 12 Kings on Sundays. I'm gonna start doing open mics.
That's cool.
Regularly on Sundays.
Or are you like you
Yeah.
do comedy open mics?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it regularly. They give you 4
I'll
minutes.
go do that with you.
Yeah, let's do it, man. Sunday nights.
Yeah, I would do that
They
with
give you
you.
4 minute slot. Sign up. Do your 4 minutes. I did it last week.
Mm-hmm.
And for the first time in my life, I can say I was kind of nervous
Oh, nice.
because I didn't have anybody there with me.
Yeah,
Room full of strangers.
it's cool. I like that room full of strangers.
Yeah, it was. I did a fuck you, Jaren set.
Oh, is Jaren there?
Yeah,
Jaren's everywhere.
Jaren's everywhere.
Yeah.
And I did a bit of a fuck you, Jaren set.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, but we pieced it out. We're good now.
Oh, that's cool. I might actually come and do that.
Yeah,
That's
come
cool, dude.
down, man. It'll be fun. And if you're listening, come down.
Come
Watch
down.
on some stand-up comedy.
Come challenge me on my thoughts.
We'll be doing some freestyle. No, not freestyle. Written stand-up comedy. Practicing some work.
It's cool. I might actually do that.
Let's do some dope
I
shit.
get over it the last time I did stand up, which sucked. It hurt.
But you
I'm gonna do it.
freestyled it.
I'm going to freestyle
Fucking
again.
Freestyled it.
I'm gonna
I mean,
freestyle
you
again.
can freestyle it, but just have like some.
A storyline
Concepts.
concept in mind.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. All right. Well, you know what? I like this topic tonight.
Yeah.
If you guys like the topic, please let us know what you think. Let us know a dead person that we missed that you think would have changed the world or influenced the world to be something different than it is today.
And if you disagree with some of our thoughts, please leave the comments because I love to rebuttal. And I will reply to your. I'll actually be the one replying to
He
your
loves
comments.
trolls.
I don't mind it at all.
Loves trolls.
But make sure you subscribe, hit the bell,
Hit the bell.
add to our subscribership, and you can follow us on Instagram at High Phrase Podcast. It's _elite.
And you know what I did last night, just before we leave?
Mm-hmm.
I went to a live podcast,
Oh,
ticketed event.
what?
I forgot to tell you about this.
What was it called?
It was called the Bottom of the Barrel podcast. It's by two local comedian magicians. Guys are killing it around the world. They're touring, taking their
Nice.
podcasts on the road. They were funny. We were equally as funny. I went with my buddy Kel, the magician, and I saw them. They did some pretty funny stuff. They had some funny magic and everything. And I'm like, dude, we're on the right track.
Yeah.
Like what we're doing with High Phrase Live every time has to grow because this is definitely the live podcast thing is definitely going to start popping off
It's
in the
gonna be
next
the
year.
thing.
It's going to be the thing.
Yeah.
Right. So, they went to the Rio Theater, sold 200 tickets.
Damn, eh?
Yeah. And it was great. It was a great show. They had a local comedy, Dino, black guy, Dino, fuck, I can't remember his
Dino
name.
Charlie?
I don't know what his name is, Dino something. I'll have to look him up. But he was hilarious, man. He was he was so funny, right? And I'm like, you know what, dude, we're on the right track with High Phrase Live. We're gonna continue to elevate it and continue to have it grow.
And the best acts, like the people you're gonna see, are gonna be dope.
Yeah, it's
every
good.
time out.
We're doing it right.
Yes.
Right. So next time, you guys see High Phrase Live, make sure you come out, right? And we're gonna grow it. Yeah, we're gonna do it. It's gonna come out in June, July again, and we're gonna have some new guys on, right?
Excited.
So
Very
it's exciting.
excited.
ACDJ Vancouver.
Peace, y'all.